welcome back to Art with C Mills, and big up on yourself because we'll make it 2020, man. Happy New Year and all of that good stuff, you know what I mean? And big up on yourself all the times, you know. Make sure you accomplish great things this year, you know what I mean? Put down the cakes and all the unhealthy stuff, and you know, get that summer body ready because you know you got time, you know what I mean? And make sure you got all that shit planned, and make sure you know you do what you want to do that you never get to do in a 2019. You understand? But here we are, and I'm bringing you a speed animated video this time. You understand? Because you know you have to switch it up. So I'm going to show you guys the process I go through when creating a 2D animated project, right? And just to note, what I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be showing you it through Procreate on my iPad Pro. So that's the program I'll be using, and I'm just going to show you guys the various steps in the animation process. But bear in mind, if you are interested in animating in Procreate, you just have to bear in mind that it limits how many layers you can have based on how big the file is, right? So if you want to do big projects on Procreate, you're going to have a problem with that. So you want to stick to small animations, GIFs, if you're dealing with large file sizes, because they limit the amount of space or the amount of layers you can use. So bear that in mind, because trust me, you don't want to be animating and then this is a maximum layer limit reached. Yeah man, I got vex, I gotta tell you. Just based off experience, you know. So gave you that note. I'm going to show you guys the various processes, you know, step by step in lightning speed as usual. And yeah, let's go. So boom, this is the rough stage, right? This is where you get all the ideas out, all the perspectives, how you want the scene to look, what is where, all of that kind of stuff. And you kind of get an idea of, you know, how the animation is going to go. So for this animation, it's going to be about a doctor operating on a phone, right? So this client basically is electronic expert, or I should say somebody who repairs electronic devices, right? So his company have the name doctor in it. So I was like, you know, he has to be stepping up to a, you know, like he's doing surgery, right? Like he's stepping up to go do surgery on this phone, right? So from there I was like, okay, so what perspective do I want? I want him to be kind of walking up towards the phone, but at an angle, right? So from here to decide the perspective, like he's standing up with his equipment up, like, you know, in varying posing, like chest out, all of that stuff in front of the phone, and those various lights behind him that you can see drawn on the left and the right. And then you'd kind of be, you know, leaning forward and operating on the phone, right? So from the rough sketches you can kind of see where my idea is unfolding, where he's putting on the gloves, right, and then slapping them on, basically ready to operate. And you know, he has his equipment, like the needle and the welding equipment, all of that kind of stuff that he has to work on the phone, right? So this process you can basically go through how you want the character to be positioned, how is he going to be moving, because you know you have to show the various movements very smoothly. And from here, you know, you start doing your rough sketches on the character, the clothing, how the clothing is going to move while he walks, because that's very important. You want it to seem realistic within this whole animation, and you're basically going to have various steps. So you have, as you saw before, the skeleton, and then now you're seeing the rough sketch of the character, you know, his hair, the detail, a little more detail, just so you can get a sense of, all right, how is he going to look, and so on. And you can see from how he's designed, you can see like he has a charger over his neck, right? So you want that to sway while he's walking, and you know, he has a mask over his face, all of that kind of stuff. And from here you can see he has to move left to right when he's walking, his shoulder moving forward, you know, and his head kind of still staying straight because, you know, he's still looking forward but at an angle, right? You can see that the camera is a little bit lower and is looking up to him, and he looks very imposing when he's standing up in front of the phone, right? So you have to ensure that the proportions are right, you know, because you don't want it to look weird. So, you know, from here, this is where you get all of that rough sketching out, right? All the chest needs to be pushing out. You see the charger has to be dangling, and then when he's going to put on the gloves, you see his hands rush up to fix the gloves, like he's getting ready to operate. So from here you can see I basically copied and paste the torso and the head because I didn't want it to move within this area when he's fixing his gloves, right? You have to save time when you do these things, you understand? Because say you have time and you want to get shit done properly and in proper speed. You don't want to waste your time drawing over the same thing, right? So you copy and paste and you erase the areas like the hand, and then you just change the hand. So right now you can see that I just animate him slapping the glove on, right? And everything else isn't moving, and then he rushes up to get his equipment, right? And then from here now, all I did was just copy and paste his body and just moved his arms, right? Because what I wanted to do in this area is just basically show that he's laughing, right? So he'll be laughing and moving his shoulders up and down to show that it's kind of like an evil laugh. So as you can see here, you see the shoulders moving up and down like like an evil laugh, my lord. So that's the process I'm doing right now. So you can see that he then leans forward to now operate on the phone, and you see his head gets bigger, his hands get bigger, his eyes bulge out, expressing that he's into this thing and he's up into the phone, right? You want to show that expression, you want to show all of that stuff. And I'm basically going to show the sparks flying out. And when I start adding color, you're going to see the light flashing and the shadows moving. You have to think about all of that stuff when you're animating. Okay, now it's time for the cleanup. This part is where you just start cleaning up the animation, make it look nice, add the color, all of that kind of stuff to make it pop. And with this you can probably do another rough sketch after the rough sketch I did to make it even cleaner in terms of detail and all of that. But I said this was kind of like a rush for me, and to save time I was like, I'm going right into cleanup like right away. You understand what I'm saying, bro? I ain't got time to do another rough sketch, fam. You understand? So you see me? So I decided to put in a detail. With the good thing about iPad Pro and just like Procreate is that it cleans the lines, it straightens the lines for you if you have the right settings, right? And with that, it allows you to not have jaggedy lines when you're drawing, and it feels very satisfying. I won't even lie, like drawing just feels like everything is just clean, the lines them just straight, you understand? Straight, you see me? So it's just like, it's so satisfying, So cleanup, I will say, isn't that annoying when I'm doing it on this, because it feels like I'm actually drawing things properly, and I feel satisfied when I'm drawing. So with this section, I'm just going to be showing you guys the cleanup section, and it's pretty simple. You add a color, you make sure that your lines are clean and you don't have any errors when it comes to the line work, and just make sure all the gaps are closed up. And yeah, you put in the color and put in the shading, all of that good stuff, you understand? So yeah, from here I'm going to be showing you the full animation after everything is colored and inked. Now, as you can see there, that was the final product. Alright, that's what it came out to. And you know, I like this animation. I like how it came out, and even with the limitations of the layers, I just made it work. So I eliminated all the background sketches like the roughs and all of that stuff, deleted those so that I was able to have more layers for various things to keep things separated. And bear in mind, just to keep note, that when you're animating on Procreate, always create groups, right? So create groups, and those groups are basically like frames. So each group is a frame, and that allows you to basically drop in various layers into that group. So like, let's say I want the background, the character, and you know, the phone that's right there to be separate layers. You can have those separate layers and put them in the group, and they'll all be on one frame rather than being separate, and the animation will basically see those layers as different frames. So group them so that all of that is in one layer. Alright guys, so hope you like the video. You understand, I'll be bringing more for you guys. Make sure leave the like and subscribe, all of these things, you know, share the video, all of that stuff, and I'll see you guys later.